Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. It's time for the Turtlecast. And before I start with anything else, one quick announcement. Unfortunately, tomorrow I will not be live streaming. It's good for me as I'm spending entire weekend mostly outside with my little one, going to Drayton Manor, checking on fireworks. Even after the Turtlecast and member hangout, we have plans for this evening to do some sausages on the campfire. So all plans, no gaming for this incoming weekend for me, but I will be back streaming and playing on Monday. So don't worry, nothing bad is gonna happen to me. I will just not be streaming this weekend. And welcome in the chat, everyone. Spiteful Angel, Michael Yost, Radrop, Monkey Nuts, Anyway, Mr. Fent, Cookie Crisp, Martino, Defion Jack, RHBS, Alufool, Nervy Stories, Tracy McKenna, Rick Jaramillo, SPQR, 13, R12, Ad, Benji Meister, Prince Julius Goose, Robert Carbray, Mr. Nice Guy, Catalyst Glass, Crackbow, DXG, Mojo Mandingo, Adil, The Men in Black, JL, Potstousand, DJ Hollow, Strackham Small, Woosty, FH Adherent, and Richard Forder. Welcome! Welcome everyone, and whoever else will be joining us. So, there is no new articles from Bethesda as of now. Therefore, let's check the calendar and to do a quick recap what's going on now and in coming week. So you are ready. Here's the calendar, plans for October. So now we are at Double Mutations and Legendary Vendor Sale weekend. As you were able to see, I already did that. Like, I was trading with Legendary Vendor, unlocking those tough to come by legendary mods. And here, it's not fully confirmed, but I think that private server is generally better for dropping those legendary mod boxes. And if you are doing it on adventure, maybe just scrap a little bit slower than you are able to otherwise press the buttons. It may help, as it is possible that server lag is making odds worse on adventure servers than they supposed to be. It's not confirmed as it's really due to make any meaningful test in this regard, as I cannot just reset my script to try again on adventure server or do anything like that. I can either do it on private or on adventure. And if I would split my script and do half on adventure, half on private, it's not a big enough sample. Therefore, it's not possible to really fully test. But it seems like a thing. So if you cannot go on private, try to do it slower on adventure. Don't rush the scrapping process, as it seems to affect odds. It seems to. It's not confirmed, but you know, better be safe than sorry. So that's about the vendor sale. Then from Tuesday, next Tuesday, mutated public events are back, so you can get even more legendaries and those boxes. From weekend starting November 7th, so next weekend we have double score if you need to catch up and finish your season. So double score is next weekend. Treasure hunters as well if you need them. And a Tuesday after this weekend, Invaders from Beyond are approaching. So this is the nearest future for next 2 weeks. So Invaders from Beyond, it's a very cool event. Important plans are dropping for alien weapons. And possibly new plans this year, we'll see. There's supposed to be some new plans. What kind? I do not know, but there's supposed to be some new plans from Invaders from Beyond. So we'll see if that's already now or if the new plans are planned somewhere later for the future. We'll see. November 12th it's starting. So that's about the recap from the calendar. So you are now all up to date. Back to the chat for a moment. And hello everyone else who's joining us. Welcome. They nerfed the mini nuke? No, they didn't. They nerfed two-shot, not the mini nukes. They nerfed the two-shot. Scrap slower in private server. In private server, you probably don't need to scrap slower, as private servers are very responsive. And there is like 3 confirmation windows to go through in order to scrap single item. So you should be good. Oh. The ice guy managed yesterday to unlock unyielding and instigating from scrapping. So yeah, your luck was good. But I was not bad. I was able to eventually unlock explosive. So that was a success. Only one effect that I unlocked from 11k script. Still a success as I unlocked a good one that I was after. It's very rare and people do not sell explosive mod boxes. Those are rare. Those are valuable. If I would ever need caps, I can just put one of those mod boxes for 30k caps to my vendor and it will sell as they're not available. Like no one is selling them yet. I didn't notice a single one at player vendors. It's easier to buy weight reduction than explosive. Yeah, they definitely should increase cap limit. They do. I would prefer that. Alright, now, without further ado, there will be more people with questions, but we are going to answer questions from Discord, that we have several there that waits for answers, so let's jump over to Discord, ask the Turtle section on Turtle Army Discord. Feel free to join, the link is always in description, videos and livestream if you want to join the Discord, and questions here. I don't use power armor. What non-power armor would be good for raids with legends? So non-power armor for raids is whatever is the top durability power, not regular armor, like Secret Service will do well, and Civil Engineer should do well too. So those two will be my recommended options, if not the power armor for the raids. And about the legendary effects, Overeaters is really good if you don't plan to go blooded. If you go to plan blooded or more like semi-blooded, as full blooded is risky, but semi-blooded, which means like 50% health, then unyielding, of course. For other effects, tankiness. Whatever can increase tankiness on it. If you can have extra endurance or cavalier, which you'll be running a lot, that's good. Gauss shotgun still apply bonus multiplicative damage if you don't hit directly the target, but should. Nope. There is no way to use Gauss shotgun. It was nerfed severely. There is no multiplicative damage of any kind. There is no significant explosive damage anymore. So, no. Just no. Don't use Gauss shotgun. That's the solution for now. It should receive some kind of a buff with the next patch, but how impactful will that be? Is that enough? Probably no. I mean, it will be better than it's now, but not good enough to beat Cold Shoulder performance. So just don't use it. That's the recommendation for now. Use pistol, rifle, or the minigun from Gauss category. Next, hello Mr. Turtle. For a blooded stealth commando, should I go with the Secret Service or the Scout? Covert Scout. Regular Scout is different. I've seen others recommend both. So if you absolutely want to max out your stealth, it's a Covert Scout armor for you. For realistic everyday case scenario, Secret Service or Civil Engineer remains better option, even though it offers inferior stealth compared to Covert Scout. There are events in this game with force detection, so increased protection from Secret Service when you cannot, no matter what you do, go into stealth mode is welcome. I do have a set of Covert Scout armor maxed out for stealth, and I'm switching to it when I know I will be able to use stealth and I want to ensure that I will not be detected. But yeah, I have both. As unfortunately so many events in Fallout 76 force you to go into danger mode and you cannot sneak no matter what. No amount of agility boosters, stealth boys used, perk cards applied, nothing will put you back into caution. So for those, you need just more tanky armor or power armor. Hello Turtle. Does the new Tesla cannon classify as non-explosive heavy weapon? Does it have the potential to become a better tagging weapon than Tesla rifle for heavy gunner builds? Someone in the comments under your review video mentioned it can now be modded to work in similar way as to test the rifle. So it did receive some kind of a buff recently in public test server. I didn't run it after the update yet, when they did the changes. I'm not sure how good it will be. Generally, last time I used it, it was just a single shot explosive weapon with more fancy visual effect and not actual Tesla rifle effect. So I don't know yet. We'll see if weapon is significantly better or not. I will play with it a little bit more. I don't necessarily like how it performs outside of damage, like that it's not a real Tesla effect with bounce around. It's explosive and it was damaging my character when I was shooting at my foot. So it was just explosive weapon with fancy visuals for explosion. And that's what I disliked about it the most. Like, it's supposed to be a unique weapon. It's a Tesla in name. Next one. The Tesla Cannon currently benefits from both Heavy Gunner cards and Demo Expert. Most of its damage is single target. There is a small area of effect from the point of impact that deals 10% of your projectile's damage. The damage in the Pip-Boy is the projectile plus the explosion. It can be modified to shoot Tesla rifle bolts. This does remove the AOE explosion. For more info. Okay, I will be testing that. So if it can be modded to actually do Tesla rifle effect, it would be good. As anything that is just area of effect, the weak explosion, it's a no-no for me. It's just terrible. Explosion is terrible. The Tesla chain arc effect, good. So that's two different things. Okay, that's answer. Next. Hi Turtle. I've been searching info about third star armor prefix, secret agent, and found different answers. So does it stack or not? It doesn't. Some people saying no, some people saying that you can stack 2. I'm confused, and a solid info would be much appreciated. Why would we be able to stack 2 but not 3 or 4? That wouldn't make sense. No, only one works. More doesn't make any difference. And recently I had problems verifying if it works even with 1. Like there was no visible difference on my covered scout armor set. So it is possible that if you have a covered scout armor set, this effect is completely redundant and you don't even need 1. So normally 1 works. With covered scout armor, I was not able to observe any difference from 0 to 1 to 5. That's the summary from my last testing. And last question. Hey Turtle, what computer spec do you have? I have an okay computer but low FPS. Any tips? Found an old video of your optimization FPS and update on that. No, I mean, depend how old is the video that you were checking. I have one a little bit more fresh. I think I did one this year about custom ini settings, if you are interested in that. But outside of that, the old video covers that. And you should be able to run it okay with any spec. Like, my PC is a beast. My PC is a beast. I spent a lot of money 2 years ago when I purchased it. You can still find it on my channel somewhere. I don't know how the video is titled, but I'm showcasing the entire PC if you are interested in that. And yeah, it should run well, no matter your setup, if you have a PC, unless it's 10 years old PC. Anything newer than that, it should run well. Therefore, yeah, check the guides and you should be able to run decent FPS. Oh. There is some notification about what? Oh, PTS announcement, let's check that. Servers will be coming down in 2 hours to deploy an update. Okay, so as you see, public test server is receiving now weekly updates. I don't know what will change now, but yeah, in 2 hours there will be an update. Next week I will be testing the latest version of PTS if you are interested. So that just appear here. And back to you in the chat now. If you have any questions, ask them now. I'm looking at the chat. Did I miss anything important? Hopefully not, as I wasn't looking at the chat. I was reading questions. Hello everyone else joining us. Welcome. Do I think they will fix infinite loading screen and crashing on consoles? Pretty sure they are attempting to do it many times already. Will they be successful? That's a proper question. They always try to fix stability crashes and so on. Just the beauty of this engine and spaghetti code, that it does weird things. So I don't know if they will be able to address that. About my version on the PC, it's not crashing a lot. I have like one crash per 4 to 8 hours of gaming. So very little crashes on PC for me personally at this moment. Comparing to previous performance when I was crashing like every 2 hours or every 1 hour when it was really bad. So at this moment it's very good on PC comparing to other situations. Even Fallout 4 is crashing more for me than Fallout 76. So it's good for PC. It's probably good for new consoles. I don't know how much they can do about older consoles. Yes, they are reverting VATS hit chances on public test server that they implemented. So the penalties to VATS hit chance on weak spot are being removed. They experimented with them, they're taking them back. I wasn't commenting too much on those changes, as there is so much other changes. Like there is a perk that directly makes those changes irrelevant, as you just spent 1 point to basically hit no matter what in VATS. So it's overall the next patch is a huge boost for VATS users. I heard about complaints, but you need to look at the whole picture, like the game today and the game after update. You cannot just compare one update on public test server to the other update on public test server. That's quite irrelevant comparison. I try to always compare what is tested on public test server to what we have on the live game, as that's what's important for most players. That's what I think is important for most players. Like if you play on the live game, you want to know after next patch how it will change. You don't necessarily want to know what's the difference between public test server version 106 and version 107, as that's not really relevant. Oh, and Prince Julius found my gaming PC showcase video. If you want, it's in the chat link now. Oh, Martino, thank you a lot for gifting 10 memberships. Appreciate that. And those memberships goes to Prince Julius, Floyd Bizoliel, Kel Etrax, James Saxton, RX, D. Derek, Hamet, Weird Man, Stelias, and Ronin Lebeske. Welcome to Tertus Army, and may the shell be with you. Huge thanks to Martino. Appreciate that. Okay, back on the chat to see if there are any other questions. Okay, someone recently come back to Fallout 76. And what is the best heavy weapon now, since I'm sick of VATS aiming for me? Best heavy weapon if you don't want to use VATS is heavy weapons are receiving a boost for VATS, like AP cost reduction with next patch. So heavy weapons will be VATS compatible from the next patch. If you don't want to use VATS for aiming, you want to aim manually, and you want to use some of your skill, quite accurate heavy gun is Gauss minigun with standard barrel. If you don't change barrel to anything, keep the standard barrel. It's quite accurate, high range, low recoil, heavy gun that you can use if you fancy some manual aiming. And powerful in the same time. Expensive ammo-wise though. Other option that would be cheap ammo-wise is ultrasight Gatling laser as well. Very accurate if you spec it for manual aiming. Very accurate, very low recoil. A little bit less damage than Gauss Mini. So those are your best options if you want to practice with your manual aiming. Overeater's armor is the best for defense. Always Overeaters. Everything that just increases damage resistance is irrelevant. Overeaters is superior. Overeaters offers 30% damage reduction at full set. to achieve improvement to your armor equal of 30% damage reduction, you would need to double your resistance, and you cannot do it with any effect. You would need to double. Let's say you play with like 400 damage resistance. If you would like to achieve the same effect like Overeaters, you would need to bump it to 800. It's not realistic. That's why Overeaters is way better. And Overeaters work on enemies with 100% armor piercing, as it cannot be pierced. So Overeaters is better. An example of that enemy will be Imposter Ship Squad. It ignores your entire armor, cannot ignore your damage reduction. So Overeater over everything. And quick explanation why. Because I know some people disagree with me, but that's just why I'm choosing it. You can disagree, of course. If your experience in game is like Aristocrat somehow is working better and you are sure it is working better for you, go for it. I will not stop you. Go for it. For me, it's not working better. For me, Overeaters is working better. Plasma Gatling is very good, but that's for VATS mostly, or close range for heavy gunners. Plasma Gatling is a huge spread, slow projectiles, and relatively high recoil. So it's not perfect for manual heavy gunners unless you are close to your target. It's mostly used in VATS. If you have Union Sentinel with Overeater's effect, you are absolutely super tanky. I heard about Sentinel bug, but have no opportunity yet to test it, how impactful is this bug at all. So I do plan to test Sentinel bug and to see if it's like serious or minor. It's definitely not super serious, as I have sets with Sentinel and I didn't notice any particular side effects of it. So I'm guessing the bug is rather minor, but I will test it more. The best heavy weapon for mowing down hordes of enemies? That's Cremator, as you can apply full dot to all enemies simultaneously. If you put the barrel that shoots 4 projectiles at Grenadier, you will need to wait a couple seconds for them to die, but you'll apply the dot on a huge area, and multiple enemies will be affected with each shot. Oh, Benji Meister, you managed to unlock Quad last night? Nice. That's the one I'm still missing, and anti-armor. Like Quad and anti-armor I'm still missing from important prefixes. Weather machines, I think they have its own tab for the weather. I'm not 100% sure. Either appliances or there is a new tab. I forgot. I run Overeaters on my power armor. On regular, I run Unyielding because I'm bloodied. Dress one from the event? What do you mean? Oh, from the challenge. It should be on the crafting bench. I didn't even try to craft it. I was after camp items. So I'm not sure, but it should be on the crafting bench. Yes, science perks do not work on heavy guns, even if they are energy. I don't know why, but those are excluded. Heavy guns cannot be affected by science perks and cannot be affected by high voltage Hefe. Alcohol. So, for some reason, heavy guns, nope. Small guns, yes. Plasma Caster is still really good and will be really good after update for VATS usage, but number one will be Gatling Plasma. Gatling Plasma, after reduction to its AP cost, will be very usable in VATS in power armor, especially on big tanky enemies that you really need to unload a lot of shots. Plasma caster is good for regular enemies. For bosses, it takes too much time, especially for the raid bosses, to kill them with caster. I'm not using pump shotguns at this moment. It was long time. They're just too weak. Oh, there's a lot of people in the chat that is still not able to unlock anti-armor or quad. Yeah, those seems to be tougher than blooded to unlock. I unlocked blooded early. Anti-armor and quad? Nope. No, the fusion cores still drain when you are using VATS, and I have a full video showcasing how the drain is determined and how can you reduce it. Overeaters is the best as well for power armor and non-power armor for full health, yes. With exception if you are a stealth build, then Chameleon is best. Chameleon is best if you are a stealth build, but other than that, Overeaters, yes, for tankiness. Consumables for the raid. Whatever increases your damage output, that's probably the most beneficent. I would say tankiness, if not the fact that there are enemies in one section that is the worst section that will one-hit you no matter what. I don't like this mechanic. They one-hit any player that they touch. Those are the mole miners. And I don't like it. Oh, Martino, thank you a lot for $5, and the message is, I only need 3 more legendary box mod plants. My best strategy is scrapping inside of my shelter. Oh, really? You got better results inside of your shelter? Maybe. I mean, shelters are a separate instances, so on laggy adventure server, it may be that it improves it. Thank you for that, Martino. So if you don't have access to private server, try scrapping inside your shelter. It may work. The problem with unlocking them, it's lag related. Shelter, especially if it's empty. Like, if you want to use shelter for that, keep it relatively empty. It's more stuff you add can affect the lag on the server, especially lights. So just don't put stuff in there. Keep empty shelter of some kind and try it. And let us know results. If you will try it, what Martina is saying, later on, drop a comment under this Turtlecast. I will read it after the weekend. I will see if that's the case. So it may be pretty much the case. Buy some stuff from Merma or accumulate some legendary items and scrap them in the shelter. Let us know if you scrap like 50 to 100. Will you drop something? Sometimes I scrap 50 and drop nothing on Adventure server. I will try that too, but it will take time as I will be playing on Monday. So I will try that too. Thanks for this suggestion. It may be really good. Oh, we have some donated memberships from Jesus for you. 5 memberships. And those go to Mike Snow, Erin, Fat Kick, Green Band, Breaking Media, and Shane D. Simultaneously, Spiteful Angel is donating another 5. And those go to Amos Marinset, Kion Kick, The Wanderer, Fogga, and Social Chef. Welcome, and may the shell be with you. And huge thanks to Spiteful Angel and Jesus for ya. Thank you very much. Oh, Defiant Jack, anti-armor was first that you unlocked, so you are lucky. I really like anti-armor for its universality and no requirements to work. So I really like it. Even though in some case scenario Blooded slightly outperform anti-armor, I still prefer anti-armor, so I can use the same weapon. If I need to be full health or low health, it doesn't change anything for me. Power armor stealth builds. Yeah, power armor is not the best for stealth, as all the stealth related perks do not work. But you can do it, you can stay in caution quite well in power armor with really high agility, but still, I would not say they're the best. They're the best for tanking damage. Yeah, definitely try that shelter thingy. It may be just the thing. Toes sake, I cross my fingers and toes, and that helps. That probably doesn't, but server lag is a real thing affecting your drops. I did test that in the past. I don't know if you remember my video when I was opening presents fast versus slow. Spamming presents very fast was losing me like 2 out of 3 presents. That's not delivering anything. So server lag can just eat what you're supposed to receive. So that's confirmed. Oh, Kate, Kate no anti-armor and quad, but need unyielding and arms keeper. It was opposite to me. I unlocked bloodied, unyielding, and arms keeper very early. Very early. That was like couple of the first ones on day 1. Yeah, there is spaghetti code in Fallout. Don't forget that. Logic does not always apply. Usually does, not always. Rusty Peak is not an instance. Rusty Peak is available for everyone. It's interior, but not instance. Instance interiors are like Westec for yourself, like it's totally separate. And your shelter is a little bit different rules than anything else. As others can enter it, but it's not really part of the world. It's part of your camp. So totally different rules may apply to a shelter. And Rusty Peak is not typical instance as all players can get in. The entire server can be inside the Rusty Peak. Unlike typical instance interiors where you can enter and your teammates and no one else. Yeah, if you are full health and going for VATS, lag boosters may help, but what help you the most, having armor set for full health with extra lag on a second star on your armor, that alone can push your lag 10 points up, making it much easier to achieve critical every second shot, as your total lag need to be 32 to hit this goal. And it's relatively easy if you have armor that provides you 10 points, then you under armor can provide additional 2, and mutation can provide additional 2, 15 from your base build, and you are almost there. Anti-armor flamer is really good, yes. Yeah, it's odd that Brotherhood vendors at Watoga is selling Enclave mods, but it was always like that. Who knows why? Maybe there is some secret into it. Oh, thank you for $2. Piece of goat. I don't know how I'm supposed to read it. Probably wrong. But the message is I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Hopefully we do. Thank you very much for $2. Oh, someone got 2-shot on day 1 and now the nerf, yeah. 2-shot is now quite irrelevant. What I use for my melee, I like 3 pieces of Cavalier and 2 of Sentinel. as Cavalier overall is better for melee. You are sprinting a lot to close the distance from enemies, and when you close it, enemies are dead. So I think Cavalier is better. I have 2 pieces of Sentinel in case I'm fighting the boss and I'm stationary. So for that I have the mix. Full set of Cavaliers could be possibly better, but I like the versatility. I have both. So 45% reduction from Cavalier and 30% reduction from Sentinel. It seems to be working very well for me. Alright, so I think I answered all the questions from the chat, so now we'll be heading to the member hangout to do our dailies and a little bit of legendary grind, and maybe I will try scrapping some stuff in my shelter. So thank you very much for being here, everyone. Don't forget, tomorrow I'm not streaming, but I will be fine, so nothing bad will happen. On Monday I'll be playing again. Tomorrow's stream is not happening. It's rare, but this time it's not happening. Alright. I was just checking chat if I didn't miss any. I think I didn't. So have an amazing weekend, everyone. Have fun in-game or in real life or both, if you can. And see you soon. Oh, Jared Johnson, thank you a lot for $2. Appreciate you, Jared. And Jared saying, appreciate your content. Thank you a lot. Appreciate your support, Jared. See you in the next one. Bye, everyone. And members, member hangout starts now.